Hello, this is Adore from Bricksbuilder, and this is part 26 of developing a one-page wellness spa website in Bricksbuilder. In the previous video, we built this guided solutions section. We used components. We finished the guided section totally, so we created 3 different patterns for it. And now in this video, we're going to be looking at building the service section. We also have 3 different versions, and there's a lot of work to do, so I think it's best that we dive right in. I'm going to remove this first, and I'm going to actually show you the design. This is the design, and the way this works, I'm going to actually present it to you. I already showed it when I was building the design, but I want to show it again so that you just get reminded of how it worked. So I'll go to the second flow. Hey, I just got an important detail. Did I add a border on the header? I'll check that out later. Okay, so as you can see here, these cards are actually, it has a video background, so a video will be playing at all times. And the intersection is fixed. I see, you scroll down. It scrolls down. So that's what we will be building. And as for the component cards, once you hover over the cards, I want the team member to come into view. The service title will move up, and we'll see the description coming into view. And as for the icon, maybe we can also do some kind of interaction. Maybe it also comes in, it slides in maybe from the left and the team member slides in from the right. I think we can set up something like that. Yeah, that's a possibility. And then we'll also create different props that you can just hide the team member, hide the icon. And I think that's basically it. And if we move on to the next one, what we'll be building is a full width service section. And I also have a second version which I showed in the previous video. We have 2 versions, obviously. So we got this one, and I also have this one. It keeps on breaking. Once you hover over it, it expands. So every card expands, and to get the same interactions as this one, because it's just the same component, obviously. And no, wait, this might be a variation, because I might not want to show a team member here, but I could hide it. So, but we'll see anyways. We'll see. And I obviously have the full width version. So we'll be building 2 different versions here. And the last one is a fixed, also fixed sections. So both will be fixed. This one scrolls down, as you can see, and on this side, these cards will stack as you scroll down. So they'll be stacking. So that's what I have planned for this 3 series of videos, and let's jump into building them. Let me go back, and we're starting right here. I think for these cards, let me show you what is possible. Look, these are all the different props that you can do. You can change the icon, you can change the name of the team member, you can also hide the team member's avatar. Obviously, once we build this in Bricks, you would want this to be dynamic. So let's say you add this service from the in the ACF field on the custom post type, and it will just draw in the team member, the name. But you also have the options to hide the avatar. You can change the name, you can swap the icon, you can hide the top bar. That means this whole top bar, we can just hide it. So once I turn it off, it goes away. And once I bring it back, you can see it. You can hide the icon. You should also be able to swap this icon. And speaking of in Bricks, right? So you can swap this icon. You can hide the team member. You can hide the description. If you don't want the description, you can hide it, or you can show it. But you can't hide the heading, and you can't hide like the background video or image. So this card is quite flexible. There's a lot of things that you can do. So we're going to jump right into it. I'm going to import this whole pattern, and I'm going to just take this card out of it, and then I'm going to add the necessary items to it, turn it into a component. And mind you, this team member will be a separate component, and it will be nested into this card. So we should keep that in mind. I don't know, it should play. Why doesn't it play? There you go. So these videos should be playing in the background. Anyways, I think we should just get started because we have a lot to do. Let's go into Bricks. I'm going to, I think I'll start out with the team member and then move on to the card. So this component, let's call it team member. Team member card is quite long, but it tells you what it is. So we're going to add that there, and this is component. The template tag is component, and the template bundle is it's a card, right? Just add it to the card list, publish, and let's build this as fast as we can. I'm gonna just build this in a div. I'm not gonna use a block because it doesn't need to be 100%. And I need to add another div for the image, and then I'll add the image to it, or the avatar. And then we just need a text for their names. Or this would just be a label, or team call it team member name. This would be team member card. This would be team member media. This would be team member avatar. I'll add the styling to it. Just team. I might as well just write the team member card. And this is team member media and team member avatar and team member name. Give this a paragraph. Let me just take the name of her as a team member. What else can we do? Add a figure tag here. Did I save? I did not save the team member, so I'll just add a temporal image, because look, I've not even created the map for services. I'm just going to add it real quick, and I think I'll add the videos in the next. I'll add the images in the next video, because I have the videos here. I'll add the images and everything to service. So yeah, next video. Okay, I didn't even choose an image. Let me just go to the social proof and say, let's say, this could be a team member. Okay, and it should be set to cover, set to 1. We need to give this a radius. Just add a radius to it, a circle, and we need to give it a stroke, a border of 1 pixel. It should be white, so I want to go for white, or we actually had a variable for that, border white. So, and then we set this to flex, row. It should not wrap, it should be centered. And we're basically going to add a content gap here, and we need to divide this by 2 because it's way too large. And her name is also it's H6 and it's actually white, so we need to make this 700, and I think I'm going to bring it down to like text S. What's the size of the image? It's 40 by 40. So I'm going to add that to make sure that we have the correct size, 40 pixels by 40 pixels. Okay. Okay, so, oh wait, I need to make the car, her name needs to be white. Perfect. Let me check again. Perfect. Okay. So I'm going to turn this into a component. Team member card falls on a card. Create. First of all, I want to be able to hide the media. So I'm going to say toggle media. And then add them here. So that is set. We want to be able to change the avatar. So I'm gonna say swap team member. No specific group. Just pick. Yeah, she can be the default. And create. Connect it. So now we can swap. Everything is set here. And we need to make sure that we can also always change the name. So I'm going to say team member name. And this should be the default. Connect it. And now we have a card that we can actually use. Everything is connected. Once I nest this component, I will need to create new props on the parent component to expose these props on the parent component. That is, if I want to do that, because I might not even want to do that, because because the services will be actually generated by dynamically, right? So I have to create a custom post. I have to generate those services. So it's not that I'll be using these team members like loosely, but I do have them for whatever case they might be needed. I can always drag these out and I'll have access to the props. So with that being said, basically don't need to do anything else here. We're done. So I'm going to go to our templates again, create a new component for the service card. So this is a service card, set to component, template tag, and the template bundle is a card too. It's also a card. So we add it, publish, we open it up. Templates, and I'll go to Bricksmaven, and this was a feature. It's a feature patterns, and let me search for it real quick. It should be somewhere here that we can see. Look, this is one of the patterns. Can I wait? Let me see if I can even show you guys. So this is what I meant. See, this is for this. This is the second one we're building. So look, the interactions have already been built in, so this should make my life much more easier. And I can do this, yeah, really quick. Okay, just wanted to show you guys. Oh, look at it here. So this is what I'll be pulling in. You see, it scrolls up. It obviously doesn't have the interactions already, so I have to build those. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to import this. I'm going to actually take this card out, delete the rest, and I'll have to import it later and add this and add the component to the cards. So this is how it should work. You scroll down. Yeah. So that gives you an idea. So I'm going to bring this in. Yeah, you know what? Just accept the thing. I don't need this anyways. I just need this card. wait, is it called inner, right? Okay, the card is the whole thing. I just need the inner. Yeah, okay, I need the inner. I'm going to just bring that all the way to the top and delete this. So this is all we need. Inner. It's called inner. Let me just copy this whole thing. I want to rename it. I think I'm going to basically get a conflict later, but I will just ignore it once I once I import the pattern again. So what I want to do here is actually only change this. I'm going to copy this, put it here. I'm going to call this TWS service card. And do I have other service cards? Yes, so this one is service card 1. I'll rename it and save it. I still need to build this. I need to build a second service card component, so I'm already putting the one there. Just refresh. Okay, so this is going to be our component. Okay, we have our content and we have our image. I will need to add a new block to it, and this will be our top block. This will contain the icon and this will contain the team member. So I'm going to add an icon to it. I'm going to go to components. Okay, it said I couldn't find any components. That was weird. Team member card. I'm going to add that in. Okay, so it's in. I'm just going to save it again. Okay, so we have our team member. Okay, I think I need to do some Z-index magic here. Let me just copy this. The top this should be top. And this should be icon. Okay, this one we already have. I'm going to set the Z index to 1. Okay, so we have it here. And then I can do some styling. So no wrap, row, space between, center. And as for the icon, let me see how big it is. It is 40 by 40. So 40 pixels for the icon. And it should be white. Just can give it a body text. White. Just go to our SVGs and we need to add the icon, which is is it this one? Let me check. Yes. Okay, hot stones it's called. Okay, so there we have it. So this is set to 40 pixels. This is set to 40 pixels. And I am happy with my icon. Team member is here. I think I need to set this to position absolute. Okay, it's already relative, so I'm going to set this to position absolute. Obviously, it moves all the way out. Okay, wait. I'm going to set this to. I'm going to remove that. I'm going to flip the order. And can I set this to space between? Yes, space between. I think I need to add more space around it. Let me see, what did I do here? 32, so this is like space L or something. So I'm going to say space L. Yes, that's pretty good. And the content needs to, I need to remove this padding. Yes. So I think I've added all my tweaks, right? Is there like a drop down here or something? No. No drop shadow. Sorry, I said drop down. I mean drop shadow. No shadows here. Okay, I'm going to bring in this text, and then we can actually start making some tweaks. I need to reduce that H3 to a H4 size because it's too large. H4. And the text can be smaller, but I'll just leave it the way it is. Whoops. Okay. I think we have everything present now. I think the only issue I'll have now is if I was to say, if I add a prop here to the top, and if I remove it, the content will jump to the top if I'm correct. So to test that out, I'll show you what I mean. Yeah, see? So I'm going to set the content to 100%, and then I'm gonna set the justify content to down so that once this goes away, it stays down. See? Okay. Okay, so now I can already start to, you know what, I'm going to add like I think I'm going to add interactions now. Okay, I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to add a overflow because I want elements to like move out of the card. So I'm going to add an overflow. Let's see, layout. Okay. It's already added to the card, so I don't need to do that anymore. Okay, so let's move on. CSS. Okay. Yeah, you see, the way that I built this was this inner card actually has an outer card, which is the parent. So if I was to now style things from the parent, I would have to always reference the CSS, which is actually not an issue, but it's not actually the way I would like to operate this thing. So I need to confirm something before I continue. So I'm going to go to that future pattern again. I'm going to preview it. I'm going to open up CSS, the inspector. Let me see what I actually did here. So I created the card, and here I'm actually controlling the children. Child. Okay. Oh, I can actually edit this. Wait, let me just see what I actually did here. I want to make sure that I can actually change that styling and everything keeps on working, obviously. So this is the card, CSS, and this all the styling. Okay, so root. Okay, so even if I change the inner, nothing happens. Okay. I don't need to worry. I can actually rename this, but that means I need to rename a lot of stuff. Okay, I'm gonna do it like this. I will probably skip this part because I don't want you to be watching this all this boring stuff, unless you want to see it. Okay, so I'm gonna just start out changing this to service card, feature card. I just only need to change the first part. Wait, Okay. So I only need to change the first part, like I was saying. So we have inner icon. So this these are all the classes. Okay, I will not touch this one, but I can change the content to the card. This should be, I'll call this inner card. Inner. I'll just write inner. Rename. Also here, this would be inner card. Inner card. Rename. Inner card. Inner card. Inner card. This should be inner card, and the last one will be inner card. And I'm leaving this one in case some conflict happens or something. Anyways, save. Okay, so now we can actually do something with this thing. I'm going to change this, the inner actually, to the inner card. So this will be the root, and then we can actually target everything from here. Okay. So let's start. First, we're going to start with the content here. I'm going to make sure that this moves down, and on hover it comes up again. So first, this is the inner card text. So I just need to target the text. So this is text. First, we're going to set the transition. By the way, I'm going to do it for text and also the heading. So root, heading. Okay, transition 0.5 SEs. So we set that, and then for the individual what do I want to say here? For root, for the individual classes, so root on the hover, it should be, now before I get there, so root text, this has to be, the opacity should be 0 actually. Well, just keep it at 0.1 so I can actually see where it goes to once I make a change here. And I'm going to add a transform, translate the y-axis, whoops, this should be if I say 50%, so it goes 50% down, 100%, 130%, 150%. Okay, so I wanted to move, it's moved out totally out of the card and it's hidden. So now once I set the hover, so on the root, so once you hover over the card, I want that root text to show, and then I add the transform, translate 0%, and the opacity should come back to 1. See? So this is basically what I want, and at the same thing for the heading. So just write heading here. The heading, the opacity of the heading should not be touched, only the position. So this should not change, and this should also be set to heading, so you get this. I do feel like the heading can be a bit lower, so maybe 70, 80, yeah, something like this. I can make it a bit faster, maybe in the middle. See? And And as for, by the way, the text itself, it's not that white, right? It's a little bit grayish. Body text, white. Okay, it's white. It's white. Okay, I'll keep it at white. Maybe I should make the opacity 0.8 or something. So it's just a little bit washed out, right? See this? Okay, so okay, I like what we have here. Let me just add some comments to that. So this is heading, and this is the text on top. And what should I call this? Heading and text transition. Okay. Okay. Okay, so next for the team member card, because I also want this to move out, but I'll start with the icon first because it's easier to target. So I'm just gonna copy this, move down. So this is this for the icon. Okay. And then now I'm going to add whatever transition I want. So it should, let me remove this. So the normal state of the icon, I don't want it to show. I want it to move off screen. So I'm going to, I can use transform again. So I'm going to use transform here again. But this time I'm going to do on the x-axis and then set a minus. So it's moved out of the screen, and then on hover it should revert back to 0%. See? And to give it some more effect, we can also add opacity to it. By the way, this should be 0. This should also be 0. So that it feels like it's coming from, that it's actually coming from 0% to 100%. It's quite fast though, but it's good. Okay, I love this. And then here, I would like this one to actually also move the other way and show. Okay, so let's do the team member card here. I need to actually grab the CSS. Okay, so let's go back to inner. By the way, let me designate that this CSS here. Okay, we need to change this. Okay, we've got a card set. And I'm going to copy this and set it to, wait, this is the icon, right? Okay. Set it here. But this time it should be at 180 here. I don't know if this actually works for the kind of site I'm building, but I think it's quite subtle. I don't want it to be too slow. It's just, boom, you hover over it, you see the information, you hover out, it goes away. Well, I like this. I like this. I can also opt for, okay, I'm using the video background, so I was thinking of actually adding a scale to the image. So once you over it, the image would grow. But I can still keep the image, right? So it says opacity. Okay, opacity. Okay, that's cool. I'll keep the opacity on the team member card. By the way, let me call this team member card. Okay. So the next step here is to, I'm going to keep this image. I'm going to, once I create a component, I'm going to just give the option to hide the image. By default to be hidden. And then I'm going to also create a video component. So what do I need to do here? This is a background image. So I'm just gonna copy the icon again, like I did with the rest. I'm going to have to remove some settings though. So this is image, and I need to set this to background image. I'm gonna copy this, put it here. It has no transform needed, opacity needed. It does no scale, no opacity needed. It should have scale, and it should be 1.2. See that? No transform needed. So the image just pops a little bit up, as you can see. Okay, that is super cool. And now I have everything I need basically. Actually, one more thing, the gradient has to be green. So let me also, did I put that on the image? Because if I did, I put it on the image. You know what, I'll also do the same for the video. So I'm just gonna change this to, yeah, this is actually darker. So that means I need a darker color. Yeah, maybe a little lighter. That's big. I have to see that's green. Okay, this is good. This is good. Okay, I'm happy with the outcome. I think this works well. Okay, so let us now finally turn this into a component and start adding the props. This is already becoming like a super long video. I can already see how we're, oh wait, this has to be, this is a service card. Service card. And card, and we save it. I actually don't need it. I should have removed the CSS. Wait, can you actually edit? Pin edit. Can't I can't tweak the name? Oh, obviously I have to change it here. Okay. Okie dokie. Okay, so we have our card. This is our card here. And I'm actually not even finished. I forgot to add a video. How can I forget to add a video? Okay, so let's do that. So as for the video, I'm going to try two things first. I'm going to first try using the video element. And then if that does not work, if it doesn't get me the desired result, I will use a video background. So I'm going to add a video here. I'm going to turn this off now, just visually, because I need to see my video. And then I'm going to proceed and give this a class video. I'm going to say this should be a file URL. The aspect ratio should be, what is this? This card is like, it's 1:1 square. Object fit should be set to cover. And I'm going to just grab the video URL. So I need to go to media, videos, and let me see which one. The first one was, yeah, okay, this one. Copy, paste it here. Okay, preload, autoplay, yes. It should loop, it should be muted, no controls. Okay. Okay. I'm going to set this to position absolute. There you go. I'm going to set it to the top, right, bottom, left. And it's already on the right spot. Okay, so this actually works, at least from what I can see here. I'm going to add the gradient here, so overlay, add both colors transparent, and then add the primary okay, so it's not coming in front of the video, as you can see. Okay, no problem, which means I need to introduce a new block again, which will be the overlay for the video. Overlay, I'll place it on top of the video. I need to copy the class again, paste it here. So this is overlay video, and this one I'm going to give the overlay to. Also, I'll have to set this to position absolute, etc. Let me just add the gradient first. Okay. And then I'm going to go to the width is 100%, the height is 100%, this set to position top, right, bottom, left, Z index should be 1. And now I need to then raise the Z index of the other cards. Okay, this one is already set to 1. So it should be 2. And the top should be 2, 2. So they both sit on top of the gradient. Okay, let me check this on the front page. This is our card. I could also opt to push the gradient a little bit higher. So the stop, let me see if it's set to 50. Okay, that's pretty high. 75. 85. Okay, I think this works well. Card is readable. I do feel here like it's no. The gradient sits a little bit higher. Let me see what I can do here. So if I set this to 50, what happens? Okay, so it pushes that down. 10. So the high number will, whoa. I'm just taking that off. I want this to be a little bit higher though, but I want it to fade out a little bit more. You know what? Let's just leave it the way it is. By the way, I think I'm going to change this the orientation of the type of gradient. Oh, I wonder how radial will look like, because I somehow feel like these need to be readable at all times. So I'm just making a change here. Circle instead of ellipse. So we have a circle, and I might make this darker. I don't know. This is obviously not according to the design, but I want to actually test this out. I want to leave it the way it is. Center is good. I want to test this out because I want my edges also to be dark. What I could also do is duplicate this and put it on top, and make sure that this is set to. I'll put it back to linear. Wait, this is 8. This is 90. Oh wait, let me take this off. Okay, maybe this can work too. I just want this to be dark too, because I want this to be readable, because it feels like it's falling away due to the background video. Okay, enough of this. Let's actually start adding the props. So I'm just going to expand this. First of all, I'll just start with this top. Like I said before, I want to be able to hide the top, so I'll say toggle top. What can I call this? This is the top top element, right? Basically just turn it off, and this should belong to top. The group is top, and it should be set to false. Okay, so now that we've done that, let's go on to the icons. As for the icon, I also want you to have the ability to wait, to turn it on off. So what is going on? Icon, toggle icon, also belongs to the top group. Create, connect, and connect. And for the team member card, see here I need to also create a prop, which is, no, I'm on the wrong place. How do I need to hide this component, so I think I can come here and say, oh wait, I will need to create one on the card itself, and then I need to connect it. So this will be toggle team member card. Okay, belongs to no group. Create. And then I need to come out of this. So we're back to the service card. And then I need to go to properties. So wait, let me see. This is okay. Toggle team member card works. And I need to then, I can create one here again. So it's the same one, toggle team member card. And it adds to the group top, create, and then connect it, and now it should work. So on my card, yeah, so I can hide the top element, I can hide the icon, and I can hide the team member card. So let's see if it works. Okay, it's hidden. My icon is hidden too, and the top is hidden completely. Okay, so it all works. Okay, so let's continue. So everything works there. I can also just add the ability to change the icon. So you can swap icon. This is also part of the top group, and I will just leave that empty. No default icon selected. Really have to select an icon. Okay, so let's just select it quickly. It's this one, hot stones, and it was 40 pixels. 40 pixels, 40 pixels, and save. Okay, so we have it. And as for the team members, this one is set, so I can, as you saw, or as you can see, the team members props is in. We can see the props in the root component. Once I come out of the component, it's gone. You cannot see it here anymore, but you can still make it visible. Look, I made the toggle team member card visible here. So to be able to do that, I need to come here to the team member card and create a prop for the team member name, create a prop for the swap team member, to create a name for the toggle media. But like I said before, I do not need, oh, what I do need to do is, there's some things I need a toggle media, because maybe I want to turn off the media on the root, and I don't need to swap the team member, and I might want to change the team member name. So these are good to have. So I'm just going, I will create them. I think I need them. So this media, and this is also top, create, connect, and this is team member name. I'm going to just copy this real quick. Create also the text, add it to top, and this was Sabine Meyer. Create, connect, and now I have all the information here. I can change the name, I can toggle media on or off, or I can remove the card completely, and I can change the icon. Okay, so I'm giving him all these options on the top, the top element. Okay, so now let's move on to the content. So basically on the content, I might want to, yeah, obviously edit the heading. So I'm going to just create a component for that, a prop, sorry, heading, and this should be content. There we go. Connect it, go to my text, Also copy this. This is the, yeah, this is just the text, content, create, connected. And I also want to toggle the text on or off. So toggle text, group to content, create, connect, and connect again. Save it. Okay, so we have props created for the heading, for the description here, the text. And as for my image, like I said, I'm bringing this back, and I want this to be, I want to toggle this on or off. So this is toggle image. I'll say background image. And this belongs to, this actually belongs to the card. It's a card setting, so I'm going to call it card. And it should be false, so it should be turned off automatically. It should not show by itself. So you need to turn this on or off. And you do not need to change the image. I can give you the option to change the image, but if you're going to use a dynamic option, it should just be loaded in dynamically. So you don't need to actually expose that prop. But if you're going to use this card on a separate setting, it's just good to have this option. So I'm going to just create it. So this is swap background image, and this belongs to the card. Is there a default image? Well, do I have a default image? I had the link. Wait, I'm just going to copy this link. Create it again. So swap background image. It's the card, and whoops, it should be a custom URL. Create, connect. So that's connected. Okay, so that one is set. And I also want to, okay, I've done that. We've toggled it on and off. As for our overlay, the overlay will be connected to the video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a toggle here for the video. So this is toggle video. You can turn the video on or off. It's on the card, and it's set to false. I'm going to add it here. I'm also going to add it here, and I'm also going to add it on the overlay. So if you remove the video, the overlay will also disappear. Okay. So that's how this is set up. As for adding a video, if you're not going to, this same thing applies to the image. So I think I will need to add a video URL. So to select a default value, you have to first connect this properly with the select control. I still don't know how this works, if I'm honest. I don't understand how this source works. Because if I give it a source, what's the value? I don't understand. So if I go here and say, okay, it's select, okay, I choose the group, and it says options, leave options empty to use the option of the first connect. Okay, well, I'll just do that. So I'll say select file then. And this will be, this is set to the card. Select video file, say video file, no options. Select a data value. Okay, so if I create this, what do I get? Okay, it goes off. Okay, then I create, do I connect it here too? Text. Okay, I'll say add video URL, and this is the card, and the link to the video is here. Copy this, go back, add it here, create, connect. Shouldn't it show my video? No. Okay, it's not showing my video, so let me go back to the card, select video. Okay, file URL should work now. Okay, Okay. Okay. I get it. Okay, so do I have everything now? I think so. Okay, our component is done. So we're almost an hour in. I do not know if I was to create the pattern if we would finish, to be honest. But maybe we can make it within the hour. Maybe we can make it. We have our component set, so you know what, let's just go. Let's just go. Okay, so I'm gonna create the pattern. So we have like 5 minutes left. I want to see if I can stay under the hour. So this is pattern service 1 pattern create, and this template belongs to, I'll just call this service publish. Let's jump right in. 4 minutes left. Open up the templates, go to future. I'm gonna drag that in. See, this is what you get. So now I need to just accept. If I accept, I changed a lot of stuff already. Okay, accept. I need to remove some things anyways. So without wasting any time, I need to just get this in real quick. So most requested treatment, we advise, and just put this here. Okay, just save, and I actually need a, I need a component CTA block. No, that won't work. Obviously, that won't work. So I need to have a variant where this is actually centered, or else I'll have to basically set this to auto. Okay, let's do that real quick. It's just gonna take 18 to my time that I have left. TWS CTA, and then set the inline size to auto. Let me see, did I do that correctly? Is it set to auto? Okay, and can I then set the align items to, no, align self, and then center. Okay, okay, we've set it now. Let's set the row gap to container gap for more spacing, and I need to remove the secondary, turn that off, and this should be view all treatments. And I forgot one more thing. I cannot change the text. Okay, I'm gonna leave that open. Let's just continue. Okay, so we have all these cards. I need about 4, so I think I can actually remove all these. So delete. Okay, and here is where I'm going to drop my component in. So this was a service card. I'm going to remove this inner. I have no idea what's going on here. Okay, so there's no content. Does it make sense? Okay, anyways, I'm going to copy this. I'm going to drop it everywhere because it's just about finishing on time now, because we've already done most of the work. So I'm just going to save this, go to the front. Nothing is working, obviously. Okay, so let me just start dropping in some content. I'll try and do the first one. Okay, so I skipped forward and added the content in. So as you can see, everything is working, but I ran into an issue though. So when I imported this pattern, it asked me if I want to override the classes, right? So I said accept. And by accepting that, it actually broke my card. So I had to actually go to the card and rename the classes again, add the styling, add all the styles I typed out. I needed to put everything back. So basically that's not, you're not going to see that in the video. So it's just going to appear like everything was working, but there's actually almost like 30 minutes that I had to fix stuff, right? Figuring out what went wrong. Anyway, I put everything into in place now. As you can see, it has different team members. I actually did not put in I have the wrong team member here. So here top and swap team member, that is this one. Yeah. I have the wrong person. Okay, so now it's correct. Okay. So basically this is the end of the video, because now my full section is done. Everything is working the way it's supposed to. Once you hover over the card, you see all the information. And let me see, once you are on tablet portrait, you can no longer hover, it just shows the information. You can just see it. So this is how it actually works. On mobile, it actually stays sticky. I could have done that for tablet too, but anyways. So here we just, the intro section stays on the top, and the rest is just stacked. I'm seeing something going wrong with the video. Didn't see that before. Let's take a look at that. Let's see if it's also on the front. On mobile, then we need to go and fix that. iPhone. Okay, so the image, the video is not being displayed full screen. Maybe I can I turn this into, let's see, on mobile, the video maybe set to 16:9. Oh, I mean, because it has to be, it's a landscape, it has to be portrait. Yes, but to be zoomed in a little bit though. Is there a, let me see, portrait 2, 3. Yeah, this is better. So does it, wait, does it even, okay, yeah, so we can do that to fix it. So it's fixed now. So this is actually what we want to have. Yeah, perfect. It works the way it's intended to. Okay, so basically this pattern is done, and we can actually move on to the next one. So the next video, we're going to look at the second one. To just show you real quick to refresh your memory. That is this one. So we're going to build this card. These cards are going to be full width, and we're also going to build the second version. That, let me find it real quick. Turn this off and show. Oh, wait. I need to enlarge this card. They keep on reverting back to the original. Anyways, so the second version is where you actually hover over the cards and they expand. So that's what we're going to be doing. So we're actually building two kind of different designs. So I hope you guys are excited about that one. Yeah. Please like, share, comment, leave your thoughts behind. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of the video so far. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.